everybody! Welcome to the May Virtual Stamp Club. I seriously need to trim my bangs. How about you? I don't know if I can take it much longer without a haircut. I need a barrette or a headband. So here's what we're going to be making. Our really super sweet Ladybug shaker card and the pinwheel. Isn't that pretty? So join me for some stampin' fun. We're going to start with the Ladybug card first. So just so you know, my May Stamp Club, if you place an order on my website for $15 or more, you're going to get all the materials to make these two cards. All right, so Ladybug, let me show you the die that is brand new. Get a little how-to sheet here, and these are your die. So it's a nice big size. And the wings have the little stitched circle lines. Really cute. So that's what that looks like. And here's the stamp set that we're going to be working with. It's called Hello Ladybug. So there's a couple different messages there. Hey there, little lady. Flying by to say hello. And Ladybug kisses and birthday wishes. So stay tuned after the how-to. I'm going to show you some really super cute ideas with this stamp set. You have the little Ladybug antenna here, some stitched lines you can make borders with, little bugs, and then some dots. So I did a little bit of prep work here just to save some time. So I am giving you a standard white card base, and we're going to glue black down onto the whole front and an 1/8 inch smaller of cranberry red. And then these are your other layering pieces. We're going to have some beautiful silver glitter cardstock and some little pattern hearts. And you're going to mount that on some cranberry. Ooh, that's what we used to have. Candy apple red. That's the new and improved red. So I glued a couple of these layers down already just to save a little bit of time. So silver cardstock is next. And this is about an 1/8 inch shorter than the candy apple red. And when you're gluing on glitter cardstock, you do want a liquid glue or red line sticky tape. The Tombow adhesive doesn't seem to stick very well on glitter cardstock. So use your liquid glass, other liquid adhesive, or that really sticky red line tape. And then glue that onto our silver glitter cardstock. And we'll set that aside to dry. I'll show you the assembly of our Ladybug here. So this is the frame, the body frame that cuts out, and the two wings. And if you can see the two wings, you're going to have little holes at the top to put your brad through. And you have your right and left half. And the left half has a little extra space on this edge here. And that's because when you put the brad in, it overlaps a little bit. So it makes sense to overlap on this piece that doesn't have the dots going right to the edge there. There's a little bit of space. So that's going to be the bottom wing. I did stamp our antenna and fussy cut them out here. So I also cut a body portion out of white because we're gonna put this on pattern paper. We needed an inside to stamp on, so I just cut a whole nother piece out of white. And you can go ahead and glue this down as your base and leave room for the antenna at the top. So this will really be a good placement for the body of your Ladybug here. And I'm going to stamp the message here in black. I'm using Flying By to say hello. Twist and a tap. All right, see, that didn't come out all the way at the bottom, so I can still have a chance to flip that over. So round 2, you know that rule, guys. I'm going to stand up too. I think that was my issue. There we go. So nobody will ever know on the side that you fudged, because we're going to glue that down. So yeah, whatever you're stamping, don't glue that down first. Stamp it first, because you have that second chance opportunity. And then we're just going to fill that right inside. Okay, next you're going to get a shaker foam piece and the acetate window frame. So some of you, most of you have worked with this before, but just as a reminder, the ring for the shaker is on the very outside edge. And then you have all of these wonderful foam squares that you can save for future projects. And what you don't want to do is just grab this and pull it, because you can create an oblong, stretched out circle. So I keep my thumb along the inside edge, and then I just lift and work it around my thumb, because it is very sticky. And I don't want to totally pull it out of that circular shape. So just work it around your thumb. Some of my paper was coming off a little bit, so I'm going to try to shape that up a little bit there. So yeah, if it does get a little bit wonky or oblong, just try to shape that a little bit. And lay this right over top of your ring of the body here. And tap that down. All right, so the window acetate, everything plastic that Close to My Heart has a film on it. So I want you to take your fingernail and scratch at one side, and you'll feel it's got a film. There we go. There is a film on there, so just peel that off and throw it away. On the back side of your black body, just add some glue. And then adhere. Let me put some white paper underneath here so you can see what I'm doing there. Use your glue a little sparingly, because you don't want it squishing out the sides. All right, so we have our base, and then we've got the top part. So next I want to take my piercing tool. Because we added the window plastic, I'm going to pop a little hole to get the brad through. Because you glued the window plastic there, you're going to need to re-puncture that little hole. Okay, next I'm going to add the little antenna. And these don't take long to cut out at all. Piece of cake. There you go. And then to fill this, I'm going to give you a little variety. I'm going to use some of our silver sequins, our brand new little silver star confetti. And in my stash, I had some holiday red and green sequins. And I'm going to painstakingly pull out some of those red pieces for you. And you'll get your little shaker material here. So I will have this all in a little baggie for you. There you go. And you can use your piercing tool to kind of push them into the middle. And if you have some that are too close to the edge, just bring them into the middle. If some of them are kind of sticking on the side, just pull them in. All right, so now you have your filler in there. You're going to just peel off that top layer and hold your card down so it doesn't jump up at you. And then now you can line this up. There we go. He's so cute. Whoops, I forgot to pop in our little wings there. My bad. So Brad through the top wing, bottom wing, I can still get him in there through that little hole and open up the Brad on the back side. There we go. Whew. See, you learn from my mistakes, right? Just make sure that's all nice and sticky on the edges of that circle so they're all that glittery, sequiny, fun stuff is all secure in there. And there you have it, guys. Whoop. Adorable. So a lot of layering on this, but I think it's just really sharp looking with the black and the candy apple red and the glitter paper. Really sweet. And then those little wings just open up right there. And there's your shaker card. Super cute, guys. Easy peasy, right? I'm going to stamp these little black dots on the wings for you. I'll stamp your wings. You cut them out. I'll stamp your message there. And you'll have everything to just put right together. Super sweet. Okay, part 2 is our Pinwheel card. So this is a brand new die that we have, the Pinwheel. Nice. I love the size of this. It's a really good size. And the other thing that I have an extra element on this card are lollipop sticks. You can get these in a big giant pack at the craft stores in the candy making section, but I will give you your own little lollipop stick. And we're going to do some embossing on this card. So on the background pieces of sapphire blue, you can see that shine there. I have our stitched borders that I'm going to add for a background. And I was inspired to do this off of our May National Scrapbooking Month promotion called Blue Skies. The coordinating cardstock pack in the Blue Skies paper kit, all the cardstock is embossed. And I thought, oh yeah, you know, that's a fun technique. Looks really cool. So let's get supplies and just put this together. All right, candy apple and lemonade I have layered together. Candy apple on our base, and this is a 5x7 card. So let's do a little bit of embossing. So first up, you want to take your anti-static powder tool and go over your piece of paper there. And I'm using our Versamat, so I'm going to actually flip this around so I have my grid line here. And clear embossing powder, Versamark ink, and there's my stitch line. Actually, I'm just going to hold it, ink that up, and then I can follow the grid line on my background here to get this, you know, somewhat even. I won't lie, on my sample I just eyeballed it, which I usually do. But I know some of you like to be a little bit more precise, and this is an easy way to do it. Just follow a grid line. You can make pencil marks if you need to. Cute, cute, cute. So I wonder how you guys are all doing being confined in our little stay-at-home situation. I'm going to turn this the other way and do a few lines this direction. So we're doing a crisscross here. Well, I am not allowed to work, so I have been in my craft room every day making all kinds of stuff. And it's super fun because as I'm going through drawers and shelves, I'm finding all kinds of stuff. Like, oh, I forgot I had that. So it's been very exciting to play with all kinds of stuff. All right, tweezers and clear powder. Dump that all across. Some edges there. Alrighty, so that looks pretty good, and you don't have much sticking to the areas you don't want it because you use that anti-static powder tool, excuse me. Everything's blooming now, you know. So that was clear powder, and let me just heat this up and you'll see that transformation go super fast. There it goes. Alrighty, so I'm going to prep this for you, unless you have this stamp set or you have something else you would rather use for the background instead. So you let me know if you want me to stamp your lines for you, or if you have something at home that you'd like to use. So next on the embossing agenda is our message, anti-static powder tool. Just give that a rub. And next I'm going to come to our stamp of the month. I love this set from May. Really cute. Lots of great messages there, and I love the little swirly-do on the edges. And I'm going to switch gears and use white powder for this. On my original rough draft, I stamped sapphire ink on just white paper, and it was just missing something. So then I just reversed it and did white powder on sapphire paper, and I really like how that came up instead. Really pretty. And embossing is something that sometimes we kind of forget about, and it's nice to just pull that out of your bag of tricks. So I have the message "Time to Celebrate" on the block. Versamark ink, and I'll be prepping this for you right in the middle, and then we're going to put white powder on it. I love using a coffee filter for your embossing powder. It allows you to funnel it back in so easily. And I don't drink coffee, but I have to have it on hand for my guests, you know? So those are really easy and smart to use when you're using all kinds of glitters and embossing powders. Coffee filters works great. All right, let me get my little tweezer here and heat this sucker up. All right, there you go. All right, so the assembly is going to come together pretty easily. We're going to dovetail the ends, and if you recall how to make a dovetail, you're going to do a center cut, so right in the middle, and then go corner to center, and then corner to center, and there's your dovetail. Easy peasy. All right, I will come back to that. So card base, make sure your card's opening the right way. 5x7. I'm like, something's under here. What's under here? A big gem. Funny. All right. So the papers we're going to use are from the new Stitch Together paper kit that looks quilted. So I think a lot of you quilters and sewers are really going to enjoy this paper pack. So you have 2 shorties and 2 fatties. So you're going to lay this down without glue first to get your orientation. So 2 fatties on one side, and then reverse that and put the shorties on the other side. So I have the pattern paper and then the cardstock, pattern paper, and then the cardstock. So lay it down without glue first so you get your placement, because you're going to have a border, and as you can see, it's a little uneven here, so I'm going to just shift this over a little bit just to get my placement. I like that better. All right, now we're ready to glue. So I will start with pattern paper up in the corner there. Bonding Memories glue pen. This is my favorite adhesive for pattern paper or background and texture paper. It's lightweight, and this glue is forgiving. Love it. I'm gonna stand up here. All right, cardstock. I like to use my liquid glue for cardstock just because it's thicker. Tombow adhesive, ATG gun, all those kinds of adhesives are great for cardstock. So how you like that embossing? It makes your cardstock, it just gives it a little extra pizzazz rather than just leaving it plain. Remember sandpapering, distressing your cardstock? That's a good idea to just change it up a little bit so it doesn't look so plain. Alrighty. Okay, next we're going to take this panel and glue this down. Candy apple and lemonade. If you wanted to, you could put foam tape on that. And it's off center. All right, let's come to our pinwheel so I can show you how to do this. So you can decide, do you want your pattern colored piece on the outside here and then the little pale blue on the inside? Or do you want the blue on the outside and the colored on the inside? So I have my color pieces on the outside. Find my little brad here. So there's a little, the die puts a little hole in each tip there. And I want the pale blue to the inside. So that's going to be face up. And you're just going to take one of those corners with a hole in it and line it up over the hole in the center. I think that's the easiest way to do it. And then just keep your finger there. Line it up with the hole in the middle. Hold it down with your finger. Line up those little holes. And there you see it start to take shape. It's so pretty. And if you mail this to somebody, yeah, it's going to get squished. Maybe you can hand deliver. And your brad's going to go right through the middle, through the back, and then just open up the back of the brad. And there is your adorable little pinwheel. You can kind of flatten it out a little bit, bend it back a little bit. And you know, if you mail this and it gets totally flat, it's still going to look super cute. That's adorable. So look and see what kind of pattern paper you have at home. What would look really cute in this pinwheel design. Adorable. So this little lollipop stick. Did I say popsicle before? I'm starting to doubt myself. I hope I said lollipop stick. A little bit of liquid glue. You can use mini glue dots for this as well. Let me stand up again and pop that right in the middle. And then simply I'm going to put some foam tape on the back. So come to your piece of shaker foam, and I grabbed 2 right on the back there. Stick them down and peel the backing off, and that's all there is to it. with your pinwheel. Oh, he's so cute. Love it. Alrighty, so the last thing to do is to add our sentiment. And you'll notice that mine is kind of like a little wave. So that's adding a little bit of, whoops, I dropped it and it went flying. Pardon me. Here he is. So I'm going to show you how to shape that. It's very, very simple. You're going to take, I have my piercing tool here. You can take a pen, a pencil, doesn't matter. And on one end, you're going to just curl it around your pencil, stylus, piercing tool. And then the other end, you're going to curl it up. So one end is curling down, then the other end is going to curl up in the opposite direction. That's all there is to it. And I don't want it that curled. So I'm going to just straighten it out a little bit. And then the part that is down, that's where I'm going to put glue. That's the only spot where the glue is on that part of the banner that is touching the cardstock. So I just thought that was a really cute look. And then it kind of curves over your little lollipop stick there. Adorable. So there's our cards, guys. I hope you had fun and learned something new. You're gonna have a lot of fun making these. You know, shaker cards. Who doesn't love a shaker card? And who wouldn't love to get that in the mail, right? Adorable, but really super simple to play with this ladybug die and the pinwheel die. Adorable. So before I go, let me show you a couple ideas with this ladybug die. This was my first card that I did. It's not a shaker. I just stamped a message there, but I put some black shimmer or clear shimmer on the black dots and the body, so you can see it kind of glisten and shine a little bit. So shimmer brush. And the other tip I have on this card, instead of using foam squares or foam tape along the edges, when you're wanting to put up, to raise up a whole panel, I used craft foam. I used a whole piece of craft foam. And you have a nice even dimension for a card like that. And change up your color combination. So how about that? This is raspberry and clover is the green, I believe. And the dots on this guy, I used black embossing powder. Isn't it cute? And I took those stitch lines, a different kind, and did clear embossing on these squares just so they weren't so plain. And this one is a shaker. Hey there, little lady. And it's a 5.5 by 5.5 square. So you don't have to conform, guys. Step out of the box and make a different size, different shaped card. So along with that color combination, I looked at the ladybug die, the wings, and I said, that looks like a watermelon. So here's my here's my spin on using the ladybug wing as a watermelon slice. And then let me show you the message. Ladybug kisses and butterfly wishes. I just masked off the top for the message there. Super cute. And lastly, I looked at the antenna in the stamp set and I thought, that kind of looks like a flower stem. I think we could make flowers out of that. So here is just something, you know, thinking out of the box a little bit. And I used the dots for the flowers. And then the grass, that's the antenna as well. I just stamped it repeatedly and did some fading with that. So I hope you like these ideas. And thanks for your orders for May, guys. And I will get your project kits to you. Thanks for joining me. Bye.